it was the hardest period for us because it felt like the world was against us.
David Beckham has faced cheating rumors ever since his mistress went public about their alleged affair.
It was the first time that me and Victoria had been put under that kind of pressure.
But after the release of Beckham, the recent documentary about his life, people are more curious than ever about his reported infidelity.
It didn't really feel like we had each other either. And that's sad.
So who exactly is David's mistress? The truth about how the two met and what she's been saying about their affair is honestly unbelievable. So let's break it down. For years, David and Victoria Beckham were insanely quiet about their personal lives and marriage. But in Netflix's 4-part docuseries, they finally broke their silence on the affair that David was supposedly involved in 20 years ago. In 2004, David and Victoria's personal assistant, Rebecca Loos, dropped an absolute bombshell. She publicly announced that she'd had a secret romance with David. But that's not even the craziest thing she revealed. Rebecca claimed that her and David's affair had lasted for 4 whole months. At the time, she had been working for the Beckhams for about a year. Not surprisingly, she was no longer employed by the couple right after she exposed David as a cheater. Luckily, Rebecca was able to find work as a model. It turns out that the media exposure from her affair claims had gotten her a lot of attention. But right after the scandal was publicly revealed, she accepted some jobs that were pretty unexpected. Believe it or not, Rebecca appeared on the cover of several gentlemen's magazines. Over the years, she's also starred on a few different reality TV shows, including Celebrity Love Island, X Factor, and Big Brother. Being in the spotlight was financially helpful, but it also led to a lot of intense criticism. Rebecca reportedly made over £1 million from the affair scandal. That's why some people started to speculate that she had lied about it all. Others believe that the only reason she came clean about David's cheating drama was because of the money. The negative attention definitely followed Rebecca around for quite a while, but a few years after she spoke out about the alleged secret romance with David, her life took an absolutely bizarre turn. In 2008, Rebecca met a man named Sven Skya on the set of 71 Degrees North, a Norwegian reality show. He was actually licensed to practice as a doctor, but he had been working behind the scenes as an emergency medic. Rebecca and Sven started seeing each other, and it wasn't long before their relationship became very serious. Soon after Rebecca and Sven started their romance, they learned that they were expecting a baby. In 2009, they welcomed their son Magnus to the world. But what happened next even came as a surprise to Rebecca. Before Rebecca met Sven, she had supposedly sworn off serious relationships. She felt bitter from what had allegedly happened with David and didn't have any interest in settling down. But when she realized that she felt so strongly for Sven, he and Rebecca made a mind-blowing decision. In 2012, Rebecca and Sven got married. But that wasn't the only life-changing choice that they made that year. Rebecca was originally from the Netherlands, but she had basically always lived in London. However, she and Sven decided to make a huge move together. Sven, Rebecca, and Magnus moved to a snowy tourist city in the Scandinavian mountains. But at around the same time that they relocated to Hemsedal, Norway, they experienced another major life update. On top of everything else, that's when the couple's second son, Liam, was born. The new addition to their family ended up being an unbelievably exciting turning point in Rebecca's life. She didn't want to be known for starring on TV anymore and decided to leave her reality show days in the past. Instead, she started going down a drastically different career path. Rebecca started working part-time with Sven, and she eventually started helping in his operating room as a medical assistant. But these days, even though she still sometimes assists with her husband's surgeries, she has mainly branched out into another fascinating career field. These days, Rebecca is super focused on her spirituality and works as a certified yoga and meditation instructor. She and her family all stay very active by running, hiking, and skiing. And that's not the only way that she makes sure they prioritize their health. It's really important to Rebecca that her family eats nutritious food, so she makes plant-based meals every day. When she isn't busy teaching yoga classes, she likes to go out in nature with her husband, kids, and English setters. But they also make time to travel, and it's usually for truly intriguing reasons. Occasionally, Sven has to speak about medicine at conferences in nearby countries. Rebecca and the boys join him whenever they can, and the whole family appears to be a really tight-knit unit overall. It's safe to say that Rebecca has almost completely changed her life, especially compared to 20 years ago when she went public with her affair allegations. That's why everything she's dealing with in the media right now must be incredibly frustrating. Rebecca has moved on with her life in an incredible way. She's repeatedly mentioned personal growth on her Instagram, and she had almost totally disappeared from the spotlight. But now that the docuseries has caused all of the affair drama to resurface, many people have been seriously cruel to Rebecca online. There's been a flood of negative comments on Rebecca's social media posts ever since Beckham was released. Countless people have been calling her a homewrecker and have been downright harassing her. Others have accused her of lying about the affair altogether just to make some money. At first, Rebecca seemed happy to ignore the negative remarks, but now she's subtly starting to open up again, and she might even be preparing to expose David even further. In one of Rebecca's recent Instagram stories, she posted an unexpected poll for her followers. She asked them if she could continue to live her life quietly, or if she should speak out against claims that she's lying. But that's not all. Rebecca hasn't really been responding to the hateful remarks on her her social media, but she did like and reply to one comment in particular, and her response was extremely telling. Someone recently commented under one of Rebecca's posts and wrote that her side of the story was probably true. Their reasoning was that if she had been lying, David and Victoria could have easily sued her for defamation. They raised a surprisingly valid point, and Rebecca clearly seemed to think so too. Not only did she like the comment, but she replied to it as well. She simply responded with the prayer hands emoji, which seemed to signify that she agreed with what they were saying. It'll be interesting to see what Rebecca decides to do, especially considering she spent the last 15 years trying to live more privately. But it's definitely possible that she'll end up speaking out, and the reason why is honestly unreal. According to The Sun, Rebecca doesn't regret publicly exposing her rumored affair with David. She didn't want her silence to protect his infidelity in any way, but allegedly she wishes that she had done it in a different way that didn't openly hurt so many people. However, now that random internet strangers have been dragging her husband and sons into the rumors, Rebecca is reportedly getting very fed up. After all, when she and Sven decided to move their family out of London, it was mainly to get away from the drama. Rebecca has also been insanely choosy with how she's been represented in the public eye for the last 15 years. She still takes modeling jobs at times, but only the ones that are a good fit for her and her family. But that's not the only reason why Rebecca might be leaning toward airing more of David's dirty laundry online. Several sources recently told the Daily Mail that Rebecca really wishes that David would apologize for cheating on Victoria once and for all. Supposedly, she's disgusted that he played the victim in Beckham, and she still doesn't understand why she's the one who's been portrayed as the bad guy when he's the one who allegedly cheated on his wife. Right now, there's no telling what Rebecca will actually decide to do, but she's been sharing more and more cryptic posts on her Instagram story. It really seems like she's about to spill some serious tea, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, now that we've gotten into the bizarre details surrounding Rebecca's identity and what her life is like today, I want to know what you guys think. Do you believe Rebecca's claims that she and David had an affair, or do you think she actually lied in order to gain fame and money? What are your thoughts on how differently she lives her life now compared to the early 2000s? Let me know in the comments below.